So here they come right behind me, as you can see, with the numbers. But we can already see it on the chart being interpreted, as I just said, bad dollar news pushing Euro USD higher. The reason why I don't trade this event is because depending on my broker, I use two different brokers mainly. I have used Trader's Way in the past, but in my more recent years, over the last 2-3 years, I've only been using Awanda. Both of those brokers during this NFP news release have showed me in the past that sometimes their spreads on all pairs, and even bigger on cross pairs, compared to USD pairs like this, they'll get huge. And those huge spreads are just one of the reasons why I don't like taking trades or holding trades into NFP. So as far as reasons why I don't trade NFP, number one, like I said, would be the big spreads. A lot of time across many brokers, you'll find that spreads open up when these numbers are released. There's some divergence forming I'm going to show you in a minute, which kind of signals to us that we might see more rise through the day here. Now, I'm not sure what finishes, and that's another reason, we're going to go into reason number two now, why I don't like trading NFP, because initially with NFP, it's going to go one of two ways. You're going to see a spike and a lot of volatility, spreads open up, things kind of go crazy. Or you're going to see it be very mild, very calm. Either way, in both of those situations, I would say about 50-50. So that's why, again, I don't trade it, because it's 50-50. 50% of the time, it'll do what it's doing right now, where it spikes up in one direction, but then ends up falling. In this situation, would be falling away from that the rest of the day. The other 50% of the time, what it does is spikes in that direction, pulls back briefly, and then continues higher. So it's very hard. Again, I'm just giving you reasons why it's very hard to interpret those news numbers and trade actively on it like I trade every single day on the clean technical analysis. This type of news event just shakes that up completely. So those are the first two, and I think the most important reasons why I don't trade NFP. Another really important reason that is more, I would say, more recent than others is Trump. With his tweets, even yesterday, he tweeted really good jobs numbers. He was wrong. So he puts out a tweet yesterday trying to influence the market, right? I personally think it's almost like manipulation. I think it's bullshit. He shouldn't be allowed to do that. But he puts out that tweet, which is incorrect, right? Yeah, the unemployment rate didn't change, but the non-farm numbers are lower than forecast. So he was wrong, trying to shift the market, and people are going to trade on that. And I don't want to be involved in that. So reason number three is basically because this news event can be driven by outside market forces, which is like the reason I got into Forex trading. I didn't want to be involved in things that could outside the market that could influence inside the market, which happens a lot in stocks. So on this type of news event, it's almost like you're getting that poison, that outside poison into the market. So you want to avoid that. And that goes into the fourth reason, the final reason why I don't trade NFP, is because you're following the herd in more often situations than not with NFP. And what I mean by that is a lot of amateur traders are attracted to trading NFP. A lot of beginner traders, people that don't really know what they're doing, are attracted to this news event because they think it's easy to predict. And in my opinion, whenever you see the herd going towards it, whenever you see this outside manipulation more than normal coming towards an event, towards the market, it's better to step off. It's better to stay back. But there's one more reason that I want to share with you of why I don't really believe on trading these numbers and why I really don't trust them as a whole. It goes into a few different reasons, but Andrew Yang says it best, so I'm going to share a clip of what he thinks right here.
Right now, as we're sitting here together, the labor force participation rate in the United States is 63%, which is the same levels as El Salvador and the Dominican Republic. That's right now. Like 94 million or so Americans have left the workforce over the last number of years. Now, a lot of that's natural demographics, a lot of that's people in school, but about 5 million of it is unskilled men who've gotten pushed out of the workforce. So again, this is not like, we're going to solve a problem that's coming down the pike. Like, we're actually in the middle of this problem. So if you put $1,000 a month into people's hands, it actually grows the economy and creates jobs because of more economic activity.
So basically what he's saying is that these numbers here are not super strong indicators of our overall economic health. And because of that, it makes me even less inclined to want to trade on them, to want to make trading decisions, to want to put my own money on the line for these news events, for the numbers that are coming out from these news events, because I know that there's, like I said, a lot of amateurs, potential manipulation, a lot of herd mentality here. And when the numbers are really based on something that we don't trust, like we don't really trust that the unemployment rate is 3.7%, it's probably higher, right? When we don't trust these numbers, how can you base trading decisions off of that? The manipulation, the lack of trust, the herd mentality, it's just too many turnoffs to want to put money on the line today because there's better opportunities.